Okay guys, here we've got the Rothmans Porsche 962C LH, and this is the 1986 Le Mans winner, number 1. So this is obviously made by Porsche. It's the model 962C LH, which means lang heck, in other words, long tail. And the sponsor is Rothmans, the Porsche racing team, and Le Mans 1986 number 1. As a Mini Z, it was made in February 2008, and it has become kind of rare, and the value has skyrocketed. It's got a wheelbase of 102mm, and it's classed as a 3L. So the chassis type it was made for was originally the MR02LM. The front wheel has got a 2.7mm narrow offset, and the rears have got 0.8mm wide offset. Okay guys, so here we've got the Porsche 934 Turbo RSR, and it's sporting the Valiant decals, which is definitely very retro, very 80s, very hippie. I didn't know anything about Valiant, but basically they're a company that makes heaters, coolers and hot water products. The Porsche 934 RSR, it's a little pocket rocket powerhouse, 480 plus HP, turbocharged engine, and it was introduced for the 1976 racing season to compete in the Group 4 regulated series. Here's something you don't see every day. I've only ever seen one of these. I mean, Kyosho have released this as a Mini Z in white, but the decaled version with the number 25, I've not seen that anywhere, and I'm pretty happy about that. Originally I didn't like the shape of it. I thought it looked a bit weird from like an overhead view, but it has grown on me. Maybe because it just looks really rare, and the shape of it is different to the 911, the GT3 that we've got accustomed to and we see a lot of in Mini Zs. So this, as a Mini Z, it's a 90mm M rear motor mount. The front offset is 1 narrow and the rear are 2 wide. And the wheels on this, guys, are the BBS type golden wheels with the silver rim, which kind of complement the paintwork on the roof. So here we have the Porsche 911 GT3 RS in white. And this wasn't originally rare, it's become rare now. People are selling this for, even in the UK, for a lot of money. And this is a 90mm wheelbase car. And I'm surprised because I haven't come across an all-wheel drive version of the Porsche cars, and I can't understand that because I don't think yeah, it's narrow. The wheels are narrow, or rear wheels are wide. Okay, right. But still, that would be pretty easy to make into a drift car. Hasn't been released as one, but yep. So that is, it's more like an ivory kind of colour than white. That is definitely a very unique body shell, guys. So this is the number 45, and like I mentioned, it has the Flying Lizard logo on it. And I don't know, man, silver and red, silver and orange, silver with black just seems to look pretty cool. Black wheels as well. Yeah, I mean the wheels are okay, but the actual body shell itself is really amazing. I do like the old body shell versions, like the 934, which, because they're kind of blown out at the back with their huge arches, the fenders are blown out. They look pretty cool with some chrome rims on them, but I mean these ones are still very classy, look absolutely amazing. But yeah, so as I mentioned, I had it pre-owned, but I thought I'd like to have one that's new just to keep as a collector's one, and there's no way I'd have taken this one out of its case, but I want you guys to see it properly. So yeah, save you guys from having to take yours out of your cases. You can have a look at it here. Okay, I think that's basically all of the ones that I'm going to be doing that are boxed. Now the ones that I've got are the ones that aren't boxed and they're pre-owned, but they're really beautiful, really worth having a look at, guys. So I'm going to move on to them right now. So that is nice, isn't it, guys? Real beautiful look to it. Okay, so I could sit that there and just look at that all day long, man. It's really cool, really beautiful looking shell, guys. And even though there's not overly decaled out, but it just seems to have a really nice flair. Them kind of tricolours of having black, red and silver, it just seems to go well. And as you know, my all-time favourite shell is kind of the same as well, right? Okay guys, so here we've got another one of the rare Porsches, and I believe this is the 996 shape, and this is the 2002 GT3 RS version. So most Porsches are found like a 90mm wheelbase, and they usually have a rear motor mount, so I've had to like dedicate a car to them just for ease. Can't be able to shop and change all the time. So Porsche have got some funky cars out, man. They've really got some. I was pretty surprised as to how many Porsches you can pick up with that are actually like GT kind of versions that have loads of decals all over it. I didn't expect there to be that many, and they were. And this is another one. Now this isn't the prettiest one that I've come across, far from it, but it is rare and it has become difficult to get a hold of. And again, the only place I could find these were in Japan. So this is definitely a blast from the past, and you know, this was the machine of its time. Porsche basically won the 24-hour Le Mans race in 1998 with the Porsche GT1, and basically after that they decided to focus on the GT racing classes, and they modified the 996 generation and the 911. So this body shell is based on the Carrera 4 body shell, and obviously it was put together for performance, so they made modifications on it to create space for a separate sump oil tank. They dropped the rated height by 30mm. So again, it was designed for performance, and this actually was one of the cars that had done well. Now I'm not sure if the ones that Mini Z's have actually replicated were these champions. I don't know, if you guys know, let me know. There definitely were cars that raced in GT races, but did they only pick out the ones that were the winners, or did they just pick out the ones that looked amazing? I haven't got to the bottom of that yet. If you guys know, let me know. Okay, let's move on. So guys, that's the Porsche 911 in silver. I was planning on, I haven't used Porsches yet in my race vids. That's one of the reasons why I got that one. I've got it in lava orange, or was it red? Can't remember. But that's silver, and there's one in white as well, which I'll put on there. Obviously, these aren't crazily modded up ones or looking amazing or anything like that, but just honourable mentions, guys. I'll put my white one on there as well, guys. Have a look at that one. But obviously, there's loads more which look loads more better as well, guys. But I thought it looked okay in silver. I thought white looked nice as well. But my favourites are, you know, the other ones that are all modded up, like the Flying Lizard one, and, you know, the one with decals plastered all over it. Okay, so here's the orange, lava orange Porsche 911 GT3 version, which looks kind of cool in the orange. I've got it in silver and white as well, but it's really the alloys that I was after. That's them getting robbed one time. They've got nice radial tyres on them as well, but it's that deep dish alloy kind of look. I like it, and that'll get put on other cars as well. And if I do get around to making some more race vids, they'll definitely be on the car that'll be racing. So yeah, so if you see my other vids, you'll see that I vinyl wrapped it in carbon on the bonnet and on the roof. I had one like that, but I just modded it up for my videos. So yeah, cool looking car. Okay, let's move on to the next little bad boy. Okay guys, so here we've got our Porsche. And growing up, I never really rated Porsches. I always thought they looked like a frog. I just felt like they didn't have that kind of presence as other performance cars like Ferrari or Lamborghini. I don't know. I just felt like Porsche was just weren't cut for the same kind of cloth. But I think I've grown to not like them, but at least kind of think they're pretty cool. They're okay. So yep, definitely a classic. The other day, it's really funny. I was driving behind the exact same car on the road, and it's not actually a very. You'd think it's a really wide car. It's actually not a very wide car. The back looks really blown out. But in real life, it's not actually very big. It's just. It seems like if you've ever been up to a Ferrari, they look. There's a presence, man. They're wide, you know. But the Porsche was not that, man. It's like a little car driving around. But this Turbo RSR version is definitely one of the classics, and it has got the deep dish wheels that I like. But I probably would put some deep dish chrome wheels under there. I've seen a video of someone on YouTube with the same black one, and it looked cool. It looked really good driving around. It looked pretty smart, man. So I think I should be able to fit a drifting chassis under there. It looks about 90mm. So I don't know, I will see. But that would be pretty cool, you know. And these are seriously rare. I mean, I got this kind of pre-owned, but brand new, people are wanting about £160 for them. So it's they are difficult to come by. And what you're finding is a lot of guys are like pulling out their private stock, stuff they've had saved for 10 years, and now they're selling them. So, but yeah. So I had the red one. The actual chassis is from the red Porsche. That's the same shape. The black didn't come with a dummy chassis or wheels. I've just, because I had that one, I thought, oh, it's cool, I'll just swap them out. But I rarely use the wheels that they give me in Minisies anyway. I prefer to use my own stuff, or just shop and change it the way I like, customise the look, put the look there that I like. So I will be doing that at some point. But yep, it's a classic, definitely is. And handling wise, guys, you've actually got to take, I know guys who've taken extra lessons to learn how to drive Porsches, because the way it just spins out, it's really tail happy supposedly. Well, in the two-wheel drive versions they are anyway. But that's cool. Let's move on, guys. So guys, feast your eyes, them little bad boys. I've noticed the versions that are a little bit smaller. So you've obviously got some that are wide and the mid-motor kind of versions. Their boxes and display cases are a lot bigger. And the RM versions and the ones that are all-wheel drive, they usually come in small cases. And they seem to have like a slanty kind of case as well, which is funky. Saying that, I don't know if that was an older version kind of thing, because I've noticed a lot of the older cars come with the slanty display stand. The newer ones don't. But that is nice. They had another version that they brought out with a big tyre on the bonnet, and not my cup of tea. But that is nice. Nice to look at. And there's not many that come with the actual gold wheels on, so it just looks really different, really nice. Again, the yellow lights. Let's move on. And again guys, here we have the classic RSR Turbo in red, guys. And as I said before, to get this in black and red, it's difficult. And if you're going to go for it brand new, you're looking at spending £150. You know, people that have got them in good condition, they are wanting some loot for these things, guys. But getting it pre-owned, I managed to get it pretty cheap. There's one guy that was selling his stock off that he'd kept for 10 years. And the only problem with these were the window wipers. They'd broken off. But apart from that, the rest of the shell's immaculate. And you know what, guys? It's probably one that I would use in my street racing vids. So I'm not really too fussed. And if I didn't mention it, I don't know, would you have noticed it? Because it's one of them things, guys, if no one tells you about it, you might not even know. So if I use that in a street vid, I highly doubt someone's going to notice the windscreen wipers. They'll just be watching the cars zipping past. So, yep, classic performance car, guys. And yeah, I remember my brother had a Roadster Beetle, and the plan was to put a Porsche engine in the Beetle as well, because they were water-cooled engines, both of them. So he was looking at doing that. But that was many moons ago, and yeah, we still need to work on that Roadster. But yeah, definitely. The bin man will come outside. Okay, but it still has a presence. It's not a big car, guys. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't shout as loud as the Lamborghinis or Ferraris. And if anything, it's quite a small car. You'd think it was huge, but it's not a very big car when you come up to it face to face. But you know, it definitely was a performance car for its time, and it was well sought after. And even now, you know, I've only seen one recently, so it's got that thing, that retro appeal. A lot of guys, you know, they want to get into these cars later on, so they've kind of come across them, and I think it's the same with the Mini Z's, man. Because I saw a guy making a vid with one of these Mini Z vid, and he didn't have them wheels. He had some nice deep dish chrome, and it looked really nice. It looked pretty cool actually, and I was even a fan of them Porsches, guys. So yep, that's that. Okay, let's move on. This flying lizard version of the Porsche is, I don't know, it's another one that caught my eye, and I thought, whoa, I like that. It actually looks pretty cool. So that sometimes when they decal cars, they kind of overdo it, and it kind of loses its character, but they got it right with this one. It's nice, yellow lights in the front, and the decals, and the actual lizard of the going into the silver and the red. It goes together pretty well. Now these obviously are the wheels from the GT3 version that I put on here. I've got one that's in a case that I'll be unboxing actually, but this is one that I just use if I drive around and make videos. But they got it right with that one. I like it. I don't know what you guys think. It'd be nice to know what your favourites are. But and again, a little beauty. I believe this is the narrow RM rear motor version. So let's move on. And here guys is the street Porsche 911. As I say, I got into it, I vinyl wrapped things, so here I did the spoiler, did the boot, did the roof, and put different wheels on. Obviously I like deep dish. So guys, we had a good look at the Porsche 911 GT3. And as I've said guys, the decals, amazing. They got it right. Seems to go down wheels pretty nicely. And Porsche have actually got some of the best decals in the Mini Z versions anyway, that I've seen. They actually go pretty well on the car. So the other one that I've got that is a Porsche is the Flying Lizard one, and that's a silver and red version. And then I've got the other one that's got loads of decals all over it with the Japanese flag, which is a thumbnail on biggest unboxing of Kyosho Mini Z's Part 3. So the decals on the Porsches are pretty impressive. It actually looks really sweet. And Red Bull just looks awesome, man. One of my favourite, so my top 5, one of my favourites is the Audi DTM. And that's some of the ones with blown out fenders and all the grills, you know, air ducts. And that's got the Red Bull decals on a silver body. It looks kind of cool as well. So yeah. And this was definitely one I'd seen and I thought, you know what, if I was able to get it, I'd get it. Managed to get this one cheap from the same seller who was selling them for over £100. But yeah, definitely one to have in the fleet. And one that I'll be putting in my vids as performance cars take on street cars. So yeah, when I get onto that. So there's a few more unboxings to do before that, but yeah, that's something I am wanting to get onto, guys. So check out the other vids, guys, of the rare Kyosho Mini Z unboxings. There's some real cool stuff. Stuff that you don't see every day, you don't see people unboxing all the time either. Stuff that I've been after for absolutely ages and I was blessed to get it. I don't know why the birds have decided to start kicking in right now. I don't think they like my commentary. They've put a better job. But yeah, so definitely watch them, guys, and hit subscribe and notification if you guys haven't. Okay guys, get on to the next video, man. Alright, thank you very much for tuning in. So yep, I really am thinking about turning that into a police car. I think it'll look pretty cool. I'm looking at white on the bonnet and the roof and a bit on the back as well. And obviously the doors. So they're pretty narrow, these Porsches. I've been through all the stats of Porsches in my other videos, guys, so I'm just going to keep this pretty simple. But yep, I like the look of it. I don't know, when I saw it, I saw the black wheels, black car, I thought, wow, and it's matte, and it kind of, I thought, that'd actually make an interesting police car. So there'll be 2 that I'm going to be building. I've got loads of the original old ones, which I need to put lights in at the moment. But I thought, just to jazz things up a little bit, make it a little bit different, you know, we need to get a street machine out there. I mean, I like the way that the UAE and Dubai have got performance cars as their police fleet. That's kind of crazy, man. We've got the Porsche 906 Carrera 6. So when you buy this as an official Mini Z, it comes as the number 148 Targa Florio 1996. So I think it was named after the championship that he won. Yeah, the winner of the 1966 Targa Florio, which was one of the most famous open road endurance automobile races in the world. So yeah, this was the second car of the Porsche Carrera 6 released by Kyosho in 2012. So this Mini Z has become rare, but obviously that's, we'll talk about the stock Targa Florio number 148. But this particular Red Bull version, guys, is, yeah, it's a one-off. Definitely a one-off. I've never come across one like that. And whoever's done it has done a really good job, because that looks like it's official. But it's a beautiful metallic blue navy going into like a purple, and the decals, you know, whoever's done that's really thought out the whole process pretty well, because the decals are perfect. So yeah, so the race, guys, it's supposed to be one of the toughest races, competitions in Europe, and it's covered in 3 laps, equaling 277 miles through multiple hairpin curves on treacherous mountain roads at heights where severe changes in climate frequently occur. Whoa! This race took up to 9 hours, averaging 30 miles per hour. That was in 1906.